Day 350 of Everyday Bible with Ada Ukabia. Ephesians chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For today, we go start and we go also complete another book in the New Testament, the book of Ephesians. Next 6 chapters day for the book of Ephesians, and for each of those chapters, we go assign a theme. Chapter 1, now knowing who you are and who is in charge. In verse 10, the plan of God now to bring everything together under Christ. Life, they feel scattered sometimes. Work, family, finances, faith, emotions, everywhere. This particular verse 10, they tell us, say, God is not confused. Even when we ourselves, as human beings, we get confused. So no matter how broken things they look, God, they still work toward unity and purpose. When life, they feel disorganized, I beg, make you no panic. God, they organize what you never fit see yet. In verse 14, the Holy Spirit then say now a guarantee. We go think of the Holy Spirit like a deposit, a proof that God will finish waiting Him don't start. Your faith is not based on feelings alone. It is backed by God's promise. When doubt they come, I beg, remember, God has already signed His name on your future. In verse 21, Christ is far above all powers and authorities. Now so we read them. This verse, they speak to fear of systems, fear of people, fear of the future. Jesus, not they compete with power. He they above all kinds of powers. No situation, no government, no spiritual force, they higher than Christ. So you can live boldly, not fearfully. In chapter 2, the theme for that chapter now, grace that breaks walls. If we look at verse 10, we are God's workmanship. You are not an accident, lie. Then design you with intention, shaped for good works long before today, before even your mama think of giving birth to you. Stop comparing your journey to other people's journey. God crafted you for a purpose only you fit fulfill. In verse 14, I want to even think of this great thing we happened many years ago in Germany. Christ is our peace, breaking down dividing walls. For decades, if you remember history, the Berlin Wall physically separated people, families, friends, even hope. Now, when that Berlin Wall come fall, now in the world can't see what happen when barriers are collapsed. Paul say Christ does something even deeper. Christ, they break walls of tribe, race, class, background, and hostility. If Christ, they live inside you, you cannot build walls He already destroyed. Peace begins when we stop seeing us versus them. In verse 18, through Christ, we are all going to have access to God. No special status, no middlemen. Everyone, whether you be rich, whether you be poor, new believer, old believer, we get the same door to God. You don't need to feel worthy to pray. The access to God now a gift, not a reward. In chapter 3, the theme now bigger than you imagine. When I focus on verse 6, now that place we understand, say, we are co-heirs together. The family of God no get second-class members. Now faith, they unite people where maybe ordinarily they're not supposed to meet naturally. Your faith should expand your heart, not shrink it. In verse 20, God can do exceedingly more than we ask or imagine. So that thing where you sit down, where you kneel down, they disturb yourself, they pray. That thing where they request, God fit do much more than waiting they ask for. Waiting you they even imagine fit happen. This verse 20, they correct our small expectation. Because the power of God is not limited by your past or your resources. Dream, pray, and believe. But remember, God often goes beyond your script. In chapter 4, the theme now, faith that shows in daily behavior. When we look verses 4 to 5, one body, one spirit, one Lord, one faith. So unity does not mean uniformity. We can be different yet still waka together. So unity grows when we will focus on what will unite us, not be waiting will divide us. If we can't go down to verse 26 and 27, they say, we feel vex, but at the same time, we can no sin. It is human for us to be angry, but unresolved anger now open door for bitterness and destruction. Address any issue early, because unspoken anger, they disappear, instead they multiply. In verse 29, they say, let your words build up, not tear down. Words, they powerful. Words can heal, then fit wound, then fit encourage, or then fit crush. So before you speak, make you kuku sit down, ask yourself, will this word that I want to say heal or harm? Will these words build or break? Now, when you don't ask yourself before you go open your mouth to talk, because words they powerful, you know the power of the tongue. Be careful. In chapter 5, our theme will be living wisely and loving deeply. If we can look at verse 6, he said, don't be deceived by empty words. Not be everything wey sound good, they good. Wisdom, they come from aligning with truth, not waiting they trendy. Evaluate every message carefully, especially the ones where you don't hear often and often and often and often so many times. Make you evaluate them well. Hey, confirm. In verse 12, some things are better not spoken of. This is about guarding your heart and your mind, because exposure na the shape desire. So make you protect what you they consume, whether na music, conversations where you they get, content where you they watch, where you they consume, because all of these things they shape who you go become. Then in verse 19 of this same chapter 5, it says, speak with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. Worship not be just about singing. Now how you they speak life into dark moments. So praise they shift the atmosphere inside you first. Now for this same chapter 6, now I come focus on that part where they say, he who loves his wife loves himself. Love no be control, love na care. This particular statement, they teach us that healthy love, they multiply life. No be pain, they give life. True love, they nurture, they protect, they respect. Then we can enter the last chapter for this book. And the theme will be standing strong. In verse 6, then say, walk with sincerity as serving Christ. Work not be just survival, now also a service. So excellence is worship when done with the right heart. In Ephesians chapter 14 to 17, and then describe how we go dress up the armor of God. Truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, and the word. Life na battle, not against people, but against deception and discouragement. This one is spiritual warfare where they go. So, they win spiritual battles by strength alone. Instead, they win them by being prepared